Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back with your daily crypto news and analysis. And today we're going to be talking about pretty much the entire crypto market. Listen, I understand that I'm probably going to get a lot of hate on this video. That is totally fine. I don't really mind. It's the idea that I'm going to be telling you my overall basis behind why I think that we're going to see a pullback, why I think that we should all be kind of concerned right now, even though everything looks very, very bullish. I'm also going to be talking to you guys about the macro time-based levels on Bitcoin and a lot of these altcoins as we do move further, and Bitcoin does pump out of like the 61K level. So with that being said, let's just talk about it. Let's jump into it. So we do see that the crypto market cap is sitting at about $2.51 trillion, up about 5.23%. We also see Bitcoin up about 8.41%, up 15.35% on the 7-day span, severely outperforming Ethereum right now in most altcoins. In fact, on the 24-hour span, we could see that Polygon Matic is still up about 20.87% as from my video earlier today. And we do see other altcoins kind of performing and actually outperforming Bitcoin, but not many, right? And when we're talking about Bitcoin right now, it's kind of the show stealer. Like, a lot of our altcoins aren't going to pump severely or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. I think that we will be seeing some major moves throughout the market. I just think right now we should be expecting a pullback. And you might be wondering, why? Why are you so bearish while everybody is, extremely bullish? Well, that's the case, right? I've been talking about Bitcoin for the past couple weeks, even, past couple months. And when we're talking about the macro time-based levels, when we look at that massive engulfing candle from around the 60 or the 58K level all the way to 62K, almost 63K exact, that's fairly bullish if you are looking at it that way. But it's also the idea that, listen, if we're not expecting a pullback here, then I really don't know what we have been pretty much watching for this entire time. We talked about the macro time-based levels in regards to, where we would see pullbacks. It's where we pretty much pump severely. Things don't go just up straight in this market. That's not crypto at all. And when we're talking about Bitcoin right now, so let's actually zoom in here and let's check out the macro basis levels. First off, we topped out around 63K. I said that we could be seeing 63K being tested by the end of this month. Happen sooner than expected. On the 4-hour span, looks like we bounced significantly off of 61K and pretty much retested that major resistance level up here. Now on the 2-hour span, there's not too much resistance up here. I mean, the major resistance point is around 61.7K roughly. But on the 1-hour span is where we are actually seeing the resistance level being at around 62.5K. There's not too much resistance up here going all the way back to like the early dates of this year. But when we're talking about, the major signs of resistance up here, I would say let's go back to the daily chart and let's zoom out a little bit and like go in the past and kind of see what's up here. So again, around the 62K level, the major signs of resistance are around the 61K. 61K is the major signs of resistance up here. Besides that, the only other major resistance points is around 63.6K. That's our major resistance points up here. Now on the macro levels, of course, they could be a little bit different on the 4-hour span. If we go back to the 4-hour span and kind of zoom out a little bit and look at this. So 1 second, as we do I got to zoom out real quick. There we go. Okay, so overall, when we're talking about the macro levels up here, there's a lot of resistance points that we could be analyzing. For an example, like 61.3K, but I'm not too concerned about that. I'm concerned about where we are currently on the price action movement. And when we're seeing here, the major signs of resistance going back to April before we had that nice correction was about 62.4K. We actually topped out a little bit on the line that I have on the screen right now at 62.5K. I don't think that that's significant resistance. The other signs of resistance up here are about at 63.4, almost 63.5K. That's actually a significant line because we did retest that about 4 times overall throughout that time. So overall, when we're talking about Bitcoin, there's quite a bit resistance up here at these levels. Do I think that it is significant? I don't think that it's as significant as most resistance points because we weren't actually up in these levels for that long a time. Now, do I think that Bitcoin's going to continue pumping throughout October into November? Absolutely not. Okay, let's go back to Bitstamp first off, and let's go to the 1-week span, and let's actually address what happened during this macro levels or these macro levels during 2017, 2018. And I'm not saying, these prices during this time. I'm just saying during the months of this time. So let's go back to the daily chart. Let's zoom in. Sorry, 1 second. So here is 2019. We got to go back even further. Here is 2018, 2017. Here we go. So overall, right, we're eyeing November and December a lot during this time, because even at our current date of the 15th, this is the 15th ranging on. If we go back here, and I'm not saying that we're going to repeat this pattern perfectly, but we had a 14% pullback here, which wasn't too significant. I mean, it was actually about 13.5. But the real correction actually happened at the end of the month. If we actually look here, this was that nice little, again, 13% pullback that happened October 21st all the way to October 26th. Now, again, the major sign of a correction actually happened in November, with us topping out a little bit and actually having that nice deep correction of about 30%. Now, of course, we are not going to follow through on this pattern perfectly. I'm just saying I would be expecting a pullback here, as when, we're going back to these macro levels, or these time levels going back to October and stuff. Look at the percentage pumps from September to this point here. This is 95% of a pump, and we're talking about roughly about a 26% pullback here, with, again, almost a 30% pullback in November. This is not an up-only game. Bitcoin is not an up-only game, and neither is crypto. On the long-term span of things, yeah, it is, because we always have the bull and bear markets. But right now, in regards to Bitcoin, I would be concerned on the price action, not because I'm not bullish on Bitcoin and, on crypto this year. Trust me, I'm very bullish. It's just the idea that we should be expecting a pullback here. Listen, we haven't had deep corrections yet. Even talking about these levels up here, coming down here, this is like roughly about a 6.78% pullback, and I'm actually not even on the top of that candle. It's about 6.65. Even from these little levels up here, we're talking about like 4% pullbacks. This is absolutely nothing. And when we're talking about the pump that we've seen already since September, okay, again, when we're talking about that September-October time frame, we're already up about 58.85%. So what would a pullback look like from here going forward on Bitcoin? Well, from this topping point, if we had, I don't know, maybe a 12% pullback or even a 13% pullback, we'd pull back to about that major support zone of about 54.6K. I think that is, fairly reasonable, but we could also come down to my major demand zone of roughly about 16%, or even at the bottom of this, roughly 20%. Now, why am I talking about a pullback? Well, it's not specifically the price action on Bitcoin that is concerning. That's not the major concerning part. I'm concerned about, first off, we've been in greed for literally over a week now. This is probably going to be extreme greed in the next 2.5 hours. But overall, this is the concerning factors. Bitcoin ETFs. We are seeing them pile up now. Now this goes, there it is, Bloomberg's data team is in the process of adding the ProShares Bitcoin Strategy ETF to the terminal. Ticker will be BITO or BITO, 95 BPS, less than half of pretty much Grayscale's Bitcoin's 2% fee. This thing is going live next week, either Monday or Tuesday. Okay, whatever, it's just an ETF. This has always been sell the news, in my opinion, just so you guys know from the past. And here we go. Bitcoin ETF is trending on Facebook. Or not on Facebook, on Twitter. Wow. But we're seeing, Bitcoin ETFs going everywhere. Of course, we have people like Crypto Whale talking about it because he wants this to crash all the time. It's whatever. But listen, we're seeing a lot of things happening with Bitcoin ETFs. We even see here, I can't wait for JP Morgan to manipulate the Bitcoin market the way they manipulated the silver market. That's why the SEC prefers a futures ETF that costs 5 to 10% annually versus a spot ETF that would cost 1 to 2%. The SEC is simply part of the cartel at this point, and this is the case, right? I honestly, this is like way too bearish for me, in my opinion. I don't think that we're going to come down to 20K or anything like that. But we do see, this ETF idea of Bitcoin, look at this, right? A lot of the ETF stuff happens during the topping point of Bitcoin. Here is that Bitcoin ETF search results. Again, look at the search results right now for, a Bitcoin ETF. I'm just saying right now, if ETFs go live, very soon, we could be expecting a major pullback. And from what I'm seeing, it could be Monday or Tuesday of next week. Now, I'm not saying that it's guaranteed to have that major pullback. I'm just saying, right, at this current moment in time, with Michael Saylor shilling Bitcoin on Twitter, Bitcoin is the new gold. Then we have this. You do not sell your Bitcoin because, of course, everybody's hyping up 60K for Bitcoin right now. It would make sense to have us have this major pullback. Now, I'm not saying that, hey, we're not bullish, because trust me, when we're looking at the altcoin market cap, first off, the altcoin market cap has been bullish for the last couple days. We are back in my nice demand channel. We are actually at the $1.3 trillion mark. Again, for anybody who is holding XRP and also Hbar, I'm just saying watch out, because now that Bitcoin's at these high levels, and if we do expect, I've seen people say that we could be expecting a 70% pullback. Just so you guys know, I highly doubt a 70% pullback is going to happen. A 70% pullback on Bitcoin right now would bring us down to $18,000. If we've seen that, this bull run is over, just so you guys know. But overall, I don't think that we see something like that. If anything, we come down and retest a major support zone, possibly at around 54.6K. The reason why this is an urgent warning is because look at the Bitcoin dominance levels right now. We are at 46.48%. I said that we could be retesting this 46.94% level. I said yesterday we could be seeing a buying opportunity on XRP as well, going back down to $1.05. Look at exactly what happened on the macro time basis. Again, when we're talking about a lot of these altcoins, having these nice pullbacks, I always say they will pull back to major support levels. Nothing looks good for XRP right now. I mean, honestly speaking, XRP is not that big of a deal right now in regards to price action. I'm not even excited for the price action right now, because that happens during the end of the bull run. We are not at the end of this bull run yet. But the Bitcoin pairs on a lot of altcoins look extremely garbage. Right now, there's not too much support down here for, the XRP Bitcoin price chart. On the macro time basis, again, we could be seeing a retest of this major support level down here at about 1742 sats. Guess where that brings our USD pair? It's very simple, right? Our USD pair will be actually below the $1.05. It will be around this nice buy zone at around 91, almost 92 cents to $1. This is not me being bearish. This is me giving you guys an insight. You do not have to listen to me at all. I don't say sell your altcoins. Absolutely don't sell your altcoins. Do not do that. I'm just saying have fiat on the side to buy if you wanted to. Because when we're looking at Bitcoin pumping to these absolute massive levels with no signs of major corrections in the last couple weeks, we're talking about September 29th. Okay, it's been pumping for over 2 weeks. Yeah, we've had, short pullbacks that are 4%, 6%. Who cares about 4%, 6%? Look at the pullbacks that we were seeing on the way from, July all the way to around 52.8K. We were seeing 12.59% pullback, 6.80% pullbacks, 8.7% pullbacks, 8.30%. And then look at what ended up happening, right? We hit that major sign of resistance. The market capitalized on that greed level, and we dropped 20%, followed by yet another 20%, followed by another 9%. So overall, this was a 50% correction in its all-time percentage move. Okay? Excuse me. Now, what could a 50% pullback look like on Bitcoin right now? Well, if we pretty much repeated that process, again, coming down to my personal demand zone, then we'll have that nice, little reversal, if you will. We might pump up to around, 55, almost 56K exact for a nice 10%, followed by yet another 20% pullback or 19% pullback. Again, here is that nice 45K level being retested. This is that nice demand zone. Again, I'm not saying this is exactly what we will play into, but this will obviously allow us to go higher, much beyond our all-time high. Plus, listen, we cannot predict the exact pullback basis. I'm just saying we wanted to have that nice pullback sooner than expected. That is why I always talk about this. Now we're seeing ETFs come up all day long. There is a lot of resistance on Bitcoin up at these nice levels. If it could break above them, that would be very bullish. But we are seeing, even the NYSE, right? Listen, this is the biggest piece of the puzzle here because they filed for a Bitwise Bitcoin ETF as well. Why are all these ETFs coming up? I don't know, but it's fairly, in my opinion, concerning for Bitcoin because with Bitcoin levels at these highs and altcoins not really moving at all in strength and price, especially on their Bitcoin pairs. And Hbar is also key here because I said yesterday we could be seeing 33.5 cents being retested. Look at what got retested perfectly. Now, my buy zone still remains the same down here at 27 to 30 cents. Why is that? Look at the Bitcoin price chart. We had that nice little reversal starting to happen. Bitcoin began to pump. This is the problem right now, okay? It's the idea that a lot of these altcoins do not have a lot of strength on their Bitcoin pairs to actually uphold a major move in the market to the downside. If we have a nice correction on Bitcoin, guess what ends up happening for our altcoins? They get absolutely slaughtered right now because Bitcoin dominance is at such high levels. That is why our altcoins are not moving right now. Our altcoins are not getting a lot of attention. The altcoin market cap looks fairly good. Yeah, sure. But the problem right now is the fact that we've been stuck in the 786 for a fairly long time without any movement to the upside. We broke out a little bit above this nice 1.30, almost $7 trillion mark, but there hasn't been a lot of moves in regards to that. On the 4-hour basis, we could actually see, on the macro time basis on a lot of these price charts, we could actually see major resistance up here. On the altcoin market cap, I'm seeing resistance up around this point that we're trading at now, which is at about $1.34 trillion. On the 2-hour span, right? Excuse me. We could actually see that resistance being the perfect basis at about 1.35 exact. So that is major resistance up here. We are not breaking out because Bitcoin is holding us back right now because Bitcoin has all the star potential behind it. It has the spotlight. While we are talking about this, right, I've talked to you guys about why the altcoin market cap looks bullish. It's because it's in a massive cup and a handle on the week chart. But the difference is, and the biggest problem right now in the market is just Bitcoin. Bitcoin is at these massive parabolic highs. Saying that this did not do a parabolic rise since around September 21st is absolutely ridiculous. Up 58% since that date with no major healthy pullback. That is a problem. Okay, we haven't had that nice correction. I'm looking for it. Say what you will. I go off of technicals alone. This is not an up-only game. We're seeing a lot of people flip bullish in the market. We're seeing, the New York Stock Exchange filing for a Bitcoin ETF. We're seeing ETFs flow throughout this market like it's absolutely nothing right now. That has a concern for me, right? In my opinion, this is a big issue. And I know a lot of people are flipping, bullish. Everybody thinks that ETFs for Bitcoin is absolutely incredible. Wow, we're going to go to an all-time high now. We're pumping. This is the opposite for me. I think that this is, a sell the news sort of aspect for Bitcoin. I think that this will lead to a healthy correction. I don't think that we're going to have a massive crashing event where we go to 20K or anything like that. No. We will most likely have a healthy pullback somewhere between the 47.7K mark to around, that nice high of 52.7K, somewhere between that nice level of demand, in my opinion. Overall, whatever happens, I'm going to be watching the market closely. Listen, will I be upset if we don't pull back? Absolutely not. Will I capitalize on the pullback? 100%. I will be buying altcoins if we have that pullback. If we don't have the pullback, it is what it is. Listen, we don't have a crystal ball. We can't see everything that's happening. I'm just trading the market in regards to what's happening in the market. I'm not selling anything. I'm not trying to short anything. We are at 2 months until the major bull run really kind of starts off. And right now, in regards to what's happening throughout the entire market is the greed shift. Greed capitalization is the biggest point to really watch for. I've always said, watch the fear and greed index. It tells you a lot about what's happening in the market. You do not buy greed, you sell greed. I'm not saying sell, I'm just saying that is the overall saying throughout this market. And right now, with people like Michael Saylor shilling Bitcoin again, saying you do not sell your Bitcoin, we're seeing ETFs fly around now. I would be concerned about our XRP, our Hbar, and all of our altcoins because the Bitcoin pairs look terrible. They look absolutely garbage. So with that being said, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. Listen, if I get hate on this video, it is what it is. But nonetheless, if you guys do want more content, you guys can definitely check out NCashOfficial.com. If you guys do want to check me out on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below, you guys are more than welcome to. But nonetheless, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night, wherever you guys are in this beautiful world. This has been Nick. Peace out, guys.